Well, between our cell phones, iPads, and laptops, we rely on high-speed internet every day, probably so much that we take it for granted and we get a little cranky when it's not there. Likely never thinking there are some who don't have access to a fast connection at all.
Over the next 3 years, nearly $7 million will go into improving internet access all across Ohio. It's a federal grant given to ODOT to increase the quality of life for people living in rural communities across the state. 27 First News reporter Derek Lewis joins us live in the studio with the details.
Lauren and Dan, it's a technology-driven world that we live in, and internet access on our phones, laptops, and tablets have become a part of everyday life. But while the internet is all around us, everyone does not have access to it. Now, organizations in Ohio are hoping to improve that. With $6.8 million, ODOT and Connect Ohio plans to increase broadband access of businesses and schools in rural areas. For example, Columbiana County. About $200,000 of the grant will go to improving internet access there. Now, you may be asking, why is ODOT involved? Well, a lot of this money is going to improve the transit system in those communities as well. I talked to the executive director of Connect Ohio about why improving internet access is important.
For those that don't have meaningful connectivity throughout this transition, their options are limited.
The nonprofit found out that 1.8 million K-12 students across the state use internet access at home for homework. But get this, about 382,000 students still do not have internet access. Now, there are some challenges. During my phone interview with Lindsay, she told me that one issue is broadband adoption. People feeling, if I've gotten this far without it, why do I need it now? And there is a map on our website that shows areas in the state that could use some improvement.